Hey guys, Lookfolk here and welcome to another FIFA 21 SBC video, and today guys we're going to be taking a look at the 89 rated Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid, and he's being given a position change because usually he plays as a centre midfielder, but this card is coming out as a right midfielder. I never knew he played on the right hand side ever, but this card looks pretty interesting. I'm wondering if he might have played on that right hand side for that game last season between Liverpool and Atletico Madrid. Will this be reflecting that card potentially? So of course the Champions League is back on today. Chelsea against Porto and Bayern against PSG. I myself will be watching the Porto game and hopefully Porto will be going through. But this Saul card's celebrating his amazing solo goal against Bayern in the UCL 15-16. Was he still playing with Atletico at that point? I think he was, wasn't he? He's there for the next week, which is pretty good. Before we have a look at his cards in a second, I need to see if we've been given any other SBCs, and I'm thinking of doing this Saul SBC because I really want to kind of get back into using that Suarez card again, and I'm trying to think of players to get good chemistry on him. I like using wide formations. Apologies as well if the video is lagging a little bit, but hopefully it shouldn't be too bad, but it will lag slightly, but you just have to kind of put up with it. But anyway, 2 segments to him. We'll have a look at his in-game stats in a second. What's it? Oh, it's expensive. 85 and an 86. I'm not doing it. We'll have a look at his in-game stats. Okay, 4-star is good. High, I don't know if that's necessarily great. 6 foot for a wide player is pretty tall. I don't know if that's going to really benefit him too much, to be honest. Now, to be fair, his pace is nice. You wouldn't want it much lower than that, though, for a winger at this stage of the game. His shooting stats are actually really, really good. His passing is solid. His dribbling is superb. You know what? Actually, it is a good card. And it'd be a card that would also play well as a box-to-box midfielder. You don't have to play him on the right-hand side, of course. There's plenty of people who would then easily go and play this card as a box-to-box midfielder, because he's got good defensive stats, or relatively good defensive stats. I'm not saying you play him as a CDM, but certainly as a centre midfielder, it'd be good. His physicalities aren't too bad. His stamina's very nice. Has a couple of nice player traits as well. It is a good card, but or if I'm totally honest, if I was going to do this SBC, I'd use him in a box-to-box role. I don't think I'd use him on the right-hand side. I think he's wasted there, this card, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong to say that, but you could easily use that card in a box-to-box role, and he would be great, alongside that Footbirthday Kondogbia, for example, or something like that. There's my Liga NOS team, by the way, as well, which is coming along pretty nicely. But I mean, we'll have a look at right-hand-sided players, because I'm sure there will be people who will want to use him as a right-hand-sided player. And when you kind of look at that position, and you kind of see who's available there isn't really too much. You have the Christian Tello card, who I would argue, I don't know how much this card goes for on the market. We'll have a look in a second. More pace, less dribbling, a lot less defending, doesn't matter too much in my opinion. A lot less physicality. Less shooting and more passing, but I just feel that this card with that extra pace as well, that 6 more pace, is going to make a big difference in my opinion. I just feel that this card will play better, in my personal opinion, with a better work rate of high and medium compared to high. Now, how much did this Teleco go for? Of course, you got the upgrade, this What If card as well. So I don't know what he would have gone to in terms of rating. I think from now on as well, I'm going to have to, for the SBC videos, I was hoping to be able to use my OBS that records in a higher video quality, but I think I'll have to go back to the capture cards one and have to record in low quality, because then I'm guaranteed smooth quality for you guys. It'll smooth performance, but not very good quality, so I'll have to kind of have to think about that one, because I don't know how much this video is going to lag, but it is what it is. So anyway, Teller will have a quick look for as to what he goes for on the market. Listen, I think it's a good card. I just feel as though I personally wouldn't use him on that right-hand side. I'd be using him in a box-to-box role alongside, someone like a Kondogbia or something like that. I personally wouldn't use him on the right-hand side. I don't feel like he would quite work in that role. But typically, when I ever give my opinion on an SBC, a lot of people seem to disagree with me. So we'll see how that goes. And for some reason, Christian Tello isn't showing up. Why are you not showing up? Or was this it was an SBC, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember now. It was an SBC. Which I didn't complete, but so yeah. Listen, I would argue that if you've done the Tello SBC, there's no real need to go and do. Well, there would be need to go and do Saul if you wanted to use in the box-to-box role, which I would personally recommend you doing if you are going to do the SBC. If you're thinking of doing this SBC purely to use him as a right-hand sided midfielder, I would say hold on to your coins and wait for other promos like Team of the Tournament and maybe a Path to Glory, or wait for Team of the Season, because this is a card that I just don't feel if you were choosing on the right-hand side, I don't think you would get your value for money from. However, if you're going to use him as a box-to-box midfielder, I think potentially you could get value for money. But I think that EA, compared to how some of the SBCs that they've been recently, okay, fair enough, no informs needed, and the chemistry's, not high, but not low at the same time. I just don't know if this is the best SBC in my personal opinion. I think if it was positioned as a centre midfielder, I'd be inclined to feel a little bit more positive about it, but on the whole, it's an SBC that I'm going to be staying clear of. I'll have a quick look and see if they're giving anything to us in objectives, which it doesn't look like they have. A new Weekend League Plus, which is good for you guys. Not good for me because I don't play Weekend League, but that is literally everything that fits today. We'll back out and see if we've got anything for a new promo screen, although usually it just puts me right back into the game straight away. It actually has shown me the loading screen, but there isn't anything. And of course, FUT Player Days is now finished as well. But yeah, it's an SBC that I personally wouldn't just be doing if you're going to use him as a right-hand sided player, but if you're going to use him as a box-to-box midfielder, I can understand you using him. But anyway, guys, that will finish off this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.